add myself to the stage here, get rid of this. The point I'm trying to make, if you can see that, is it's a bunch of people all standing around looking at each other. And I'm trying to make the point that everyone is individual. One of one, man. That's what we're talking about today. One of one. I really have had like a very like it's coming together for me right now. It's really starting to come together. I'm going through this exercise. One, I just want to say the power of I am. This conversation, I think I could do this topic for a year. It has really, really taught me a lot. It just came to me. The more I'm speaking out loud, the more I'm learning about myself and I'm learning about the world. I'm learning about the power of my ability to manifest is absolutely unbelievably powerful. I have always believed that I could create what I wanted. I've most certainly been able to do that my whole life. I woke up this morning, and I've really gone out of my way to, when I choose a home to live in and a location, it's very, very important to me. And I sat down outside last night. I must have sat down for 2 hours watching the sun and just poking around. And then this morning I woke up and I was no music, just the wind, and I've got chimes outside, which, by the way, I am starting to believe that having some bells or some chimes around. I know you guys that watch me or join me on Spaces, you probably hear the chimes in the background. I am beginning to believe that these chimes bring, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just have a sense that harmonic is really, really good for me. Now, look, you see, I got my pencil and I have my book. There's 300 people in the room. If you're not driving, please get a book. I've been around on this planet for a few years, and I've got some really cool sayings because I have traveled all over the place and met some really great people. So every now and then, I say something or I hear something, and I like writing things down. It makes it more real for me. It kind of cements it. It's my way of helping the power of manifesting. So hopefully that could be helpful to you also. If you guys could invite some people, okay, like we're going to be here for 90 minutes. If you dig this space, I would ask you to just pop on your cell phone real quickly, invite your mom, invite your grandfather, invite your brother, sister, ex-husband, wife, children. Just do it for me, okay? Just pick up the phone, the first person you think of, pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm watching this guy and for Sunday TV. And if you're not for Sunday, and if you're not, in fact, I'd like you to, if you're not doing anything, join right now. And if you're busy, take a peek at this later, okay? I really, look, my intention on this whole church thing is extremely clean, at least to the best of my knowledge and my ego. And the feedback on this church I am has been absolutely incredible. I have been really touched by the amount of grown-ups. This is, well, not only grown-ups, but also some 17, 18-year-olds. I am just really, really impressed with people's how nice people are, and also uh, how many people are out there like me that actually value just the straight up, is it secular? These two words I find so struggling. I think it's secular. Um, non-religious, I don't find um, all the and like zero judgment or just the dogma. The dogma. Anyway, while we got people rolling in the room, we're going to talk about the power of I am. We're going to talk about finite. We are not, ladies and gentlemen. Please, you guys, you crypto people, I love you. You know I love you. I'm a monster Bitcoiner. Uh, However, this is not that space. Okay, this is hey, how can we become better, bigger, faster, more unique, not less unique? How can you and I embrace what we came here to do? Like how can I embrace who I really, 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 really am? I mean, do you think, as you look at me or listen to me, do you think that I am operating at 100% ability or 60%? Or do you want me operating at less ability or more? Right? What do you want? What do you want from me? Tell me in the comments if you want me less able. Tell me if you want me. Tell me if you want me to be like, mod, moderate, moderate myself. Uh, do you want me to be more outrageous? I mean, you got. Let's do a vote, okay? Let's do a vote, and and all those people that you just invited, ask them also. Hey, is this guy crazy? Or maybe we're starting something here, okay? I noticed there was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 churches this week on X. Hey, all of you guys go do it. Mike Mack's doing something on Thursday nights for church. And I think Mal.net does something either every night right before bed. I have not had a chance to join in, but she's a cool lady. But my point is that people um, are beginning to start up lots of different spaces. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a group of atheists. It's cool, man. Whatever, okay? Like we're all human beings. We're all unique. And that, in fact, let me just pop this. Yeah, you see this right here? Hopefully you guys can see this. I never know. You probably can't. Let's see. Let's stop screen. Oops. I think, yeah, here you go. You see this? So I just had Grok. Hey, show me, give me a image of, I didn't ask it for time. I actually asked it for surrealism and it picked up Dolly's clocks. Man, I wish I could paint like that, huh? Actually, I got to be able to paint like that. I just don't know why I say that to myself. Oh, I wish I could paint like that, but I've never tried to paint that way. I most certainly can figure that out. Okay, so I said, "Hey, Grok, give me an image that shows, a million, a bunch of people, and that I am one of those bunch of people." It didn't do a very good job, but what I do think it did is a couple of things. One, it introduced time in here, and it also put that spiritual body back up there that I thought was really interesting. And it has the two people looking at each other extremely intently. And when was the last time I looked at someone like either my daughter, you, my dog, myself, like, really, like, without thinking about anything else, without thinking about, hey, how do I look right now? Or am I doing the right job? Or when was the last time I listened 100% to another human being? Actually looked at them and realized, my God, this human being, this entity, whatever, it could be anything, this flower is unique in every way. It's never going to be perfectly cloned, copied, manufactured. I will never meet this creature again. Notice also how it introduced time. I think that's really, really fascinating. See, I don't do that enough, but I should, especially um, with my knowledge now, my real knowledge. Um, my real knowledge of, hey, am I, as I get older, like I'm looking at you young guys going, oh my God, man, I wish I could teach you guys about this clock. Okay. You should not have to wait this long to start figuring this out. I don't think so. Okay. I think I could, I don't know if I could have figured it out, but it stuns me. Okay. That one, Grok went and put this in here. I find it interesting. Um, Also, that it's taken me this much time to not only look at another human being, but also to look at myself. Okay. Like really look at myself in a unit of time. And where was I going? I know I go all over the place, and I really do. Don't apologize, because it's just the way I am. As I was sitting outside tonight, this morning, I realized how many hours I have spent since I was 33 or 34 years old. Started back in England. I think I've always wanted to do this, but did not have the luxury. How many hours in a year I have spent sitting by water? Sitting by water. It really, really, really fascinating. Actually, not just sitting by water, but sitting in environments with dogs, birds, fish, lots and lots of wildlife, and wind, chimes, bells, and just nature. And literally, almost every morning, I would wake up. It took me this long to realize this. I have, I have sometimes felt guilty for the way I work, because I uh, tend not to work on everyone else's schedule, and I don't really do that as I'm not trying to be rude, but like taking time in the morning, I've never really done this. Like, oh, I have to take my time. I just naturally wake up in the morning and grab 8,000 coffees, and then uh, hang outside. And this morning, I'm sitting there, and I start feeling a little guilty. It must have been about 7 o'clock in the morning. And feeling guilty, I'm like, yeah, I have spent a lot of time sitting by the water, thinking, just doing nothing, hanging out, watching my dogs. I remember doing it by a river and a lake in England every day. Okay, either in the morning or the evening, or perhaps both times. Like this morning, I realized, hey, like just saying, hey, why am I feeling guilty? There's something magical for me in that environment. Okay, there's something really healing for me, and really made me think about healing is a really bad word, I think, because it makes me think, oh well, am I sick? I'm not sick. The healing is to embrace that I am one of one. Okay. And this is really, really important. I wish I had some really cool graphics that I could smash up here real fast. But like someone needs to scream at you and say, "Hey, stop messing around here. You are one of one, not one of many. Why is everybody pretending to be one of many?" Okay. Now, speaking of many, there's 1,100 people in the room. If each person were to call somebody right now and go, "Hey, you want to hear something you haven't thought about in a long time?" Okay, send them this link wherever it is. I don't really know where they are. And tell them to come watch this. Doesn't cost them anything but some time. Okay. One of one. So where are we? One of one. Not one of 21 million, by the way. One of one. Okay, some of you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? Not one of 8 billion. No, one of one. Not one of 21 million. Dude, name me one thing on the planet that is finite, please. One thing on the planet that's finite. Just think about it. You don't know very many things that are finite. In fact, I know two. Okay. One of them's me and one of them's Bitcoin. And I'm not going on a Bitcoin conversation here, but Bitcoin actually, this finite supply actually brought me to probably doing these bloody churches, which is really, really bizarre. And I don't want to go there. It's a very different discussion. But hell, I'm an identical twin, and I'm sitting here going, wow, I, I know more about being one of one than I think 99.9% of the planet. Okay. You know why? Because we're all pretending and acting and wanting to be either like someone else or with someone else. We spend all of our time, okay? Me, I have spent a huge amount of my life either not wanting to be more like someone else, judging myself against someone else, or wanting to be with someone else. Okay. And fully uncomfortable with myself. How's that one? Fully, no, maybe not fully uncomfortable, but clearly not fully comfortable with self. And yet I spend all my time trying to be either like someone else or accepted by someone else or with someone else. That last part's kind of interesting, right? How the can I be with someone else if I'm haven't never been with myself? And I've been spending all my time trying to be like someone else, or in fact, be approved and acknowledged, which, by the way, you never have enough approval or acknowledgement from those people, do you? Because it's filling a hole that's endless. The hole, actually, it's not even a real hole. The real hole is to know thyself. Know thyself. I am, man. I am. And that's why I'm doing these things, right? Do you guys know why I'm doing? Tell me why I'm doing these things. The answer should be, wow, you actually won. See, I immediately go, hey, don't say that you're good at this. I am good at this. Okay. I have a gift. It's not like I don't know how I got the bloody gift, but I have a gift to be able to come in here and do this, talk off the fly. In fact, I'm not even doing it. Okay. The best, like the paintbrush, I just bought 200 paintbrushes, and they are, they're really cheapies. Really love cheap paintbrushes. And probably because I don't take care of them. Um, See, they're just a paintbrush. It's not like I got to save the bloody paintbrush. Um, what was I saying about the paintbrush? I got these guys, and in fact, I just lost my train of thought. If I'm really honest, uh, I have to shut comments down sometimes because it swings me a little bit. So I come here and I realize now I've spent an awful lot of time being a little nervous with being myself. Even in the best days, I have been nervous about really being Gary, like this, doing this kind of stuff. So I'm sitting by the water, feeling God, like feeling something even more than God, like feeling just the simplicity, the beauty, I just looked out and went, oh man, it's so beautiful. I mean, my boys are doing their job. They will go on here for about 10 seconds, so forgive me. Um, Staggered at the beauty, the quiet, the peace, but really staggered at how long and how often I've done this over and over and over and over again. So if you have certain things that you like to do, excuse me, let me handle this. Okay, all's well in Cardone land now. I am one of one, not one of a billion, not one of 8 billion, but one of one. I must be here for a unique reason. Have you figured it out yet? Okay, because me sitting on outside watching the water and having a cognition of my God, I've spent a lot of time. And by the way, I need to spend a lot of time by myself, listening to the wind and being quiet. See, being quiet for me is very uncomfortable. I don't like it. I want to slam some music on. I want to write. I want to do something. I have been, for the last 6 months, I've been really, really, really watching how uncomfortable I am with just solitude. Um, I'd give it a trick if I would give it a try if I were you. Like, can you be really, really quiet? And I think this is the value of meditation. Uh, the challenge for me to quiet my mind is quite staggering. Actually, here we are, human beings, right? Supposedly the smartest creatures on planet Earth. And I would challenge anyone right now that's listening to this. In fact, we're going to all do this as an exercise. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're all just going to. If you're driving, you can't do this, but you're going to close your eyes just like I am, and we're going to try to see if it's possible for. I'm going to give you a really, really, really smart period of time, but for 30 seconds to quiet your mind and think of literally nothing but what you hear. Why don't we start right now? I find it hard. I don't know if you found it hard. The point I'm trying to make is I think it's very, 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 very challenging to quiet the mind, which I find to be amazing because it should be pretty effortless to do. It doesn't require any like no energy, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm not lifting a shovel. Why can't I quiet my mind? That I find really amazing. Now, if I find it so difficult to do, perhaps it's something I should try to do because it's out of my control. It's truly, an organism like humans, we all like are so cool and so proud of our ability to, shall we say, control the universe. Yet I find it near impossible for 30 bloody seconds to calm my mind. Weird, that one, huh? I just wrote down the word quiet. And when I write the word quiet down, I think it's important to me. I actually can write down certain words, and I know that they are important. Like I am one of one. These are really, really important things for me to write down. There is absolutely no shame. In fact, I would encourage you to write, I am one of one or one of one on your mirror in your bathroom. And you should see it every day. Okay. And I'm sorry that you have to mark up your mirror. You can remove it anytime you want, but this is something that we should have done or had done to us, given to us as a gift from our teachers when we were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 years old. Not one person in this room had a teacher and said, hey, we're going to do the I am one of one. And what the F are you here for, man? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this church is going to be about. It's going to be about, I don't really care about all the non-secular stuff. It's like, bro, let's figure out who the heck I am, why I'm here, and let's make sure that we get every little drop out of Gary before he leaves this theater. Whatever Gary is. I mean, I'm still figuring it out. I suspect most people here are still figuring it out, or they wouldn't be here. And I'm glad you're here. Okay. I'm glad Prometheus is here, Yowzer, Lunch Money, Steve Carrillo, Freeman Actual. Dude, thanks for being here, man. Jennifer Seiden, Thorough Crypto, Network Effect. You guys are awesome, man. Okay. Oh, hi. Freeman Actual says, I am. Let's all say, I am, dude. I am. These are extremely powerful words. Big Chief Energy. I turned down representation from a public pretender. How many people do you fighting felony charges pro se? I don't know what that means, Britt. And Mal says, good morning. There's so many cool people in here. I'd like to say good morning to everyone. Thank you for showing up. We're talking about I am. We're talking about I am. Now, way more. Okay, now we started out this journey. What is this week? I started these in November of last year. Mary Lynn Wilkins in downtown St. Pete. Well, sister, why don't you give me a jingle and let's grab a coffee sometime? Invited my son. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Anyone that's invited their family, you get a special bonus premium. I'll do an I am session with you, Mary, anytime, and your son, anytime you guys want. I am an awesome human being, and I'm tired of pretending not to be. So, oh, look at this. Prometheus invited his mom and his uncle. Hey, Mary, not sure how old your son is, but you tell him he is one unbelievable creature and he's just yet to figure it out. And like I wished anyway. And you know, I can say this to my children. My children will probably be the last people that ever watch this church, right? They don't even know what I do for a living, but it's so cool that Mary would bring her son here because look, look, I am not going to listen to my mom and dad for too much, right? I'm going to paint some pictures and colors about what my mom and dad do and don't know, and then I'm going to figure out, because I'm a good observer, how many things they really don't know about that they just believe in. Um, and just because they believe in something doesn't mean I'm going to believe in something. So my point being is that for a young man or a young girl to have another place to go and hear other people with a perspective, and also a perspective that maybe is not anywhere else. Okay. But what I know about that young man is that, let's say he's 9 years old. I'm picking up nine. I could be totally wrong, but not because I was nine. I needed this when I was 9 years old. I needed another man that didn't talk weird, just cut it right down to the bone. I don't understand why everybody goes around the block. This is why I want this to be a secular thing. It's just going to be raw, street. Like, you don't have to have an education to understand it. You show me. There's 1,804 people in this room, okay? And you're all extremely unique, and we're pretending like we're not. We're pretending like the government's going to do something to us. It's going to hurt us. There's people freaking out right now that I thought were really brilliant people. Clearly, they have an IQ. Clearly, many of these people believe they have a great IQ, which may be part and parcel of the problem. Uh, like, I have an IQ, but like, I think I'm the dumbest guy in the world because none of this shit makes sense to me. The only thing that makes sense to me is that uh, I may be the most unique freaking creature I've ever met in my life. Very complicated. I have yet to figure it out. I've been hanging out with myself for 67 years, and I still haven't figured it out. But what I do know is that if at 9 years old, if somebody would have said, bro, you are a freaking super jet, an F-35 on steroids, and the only problem for you is you don't know how to fly the damn engine. You don't know how to deploy all the weapons you have. And you got so much bloody energy that you're going off in all these different directions. I needed to learn how to hone in, okay, like a super weapon, like a superhero. See, like when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, I went on a baseball field and I was the last batter, blah, blah, blah. Y'all have heard the story. I hit. Look, this might even be a dream, okay? I may have completely changed this story over time, but I made a decision at some point in my life I was going to be a freaking hero, pressure player, uh, shit's flying all over the place. Gary is cool and calm. That is who I expect myself to be. I made a decision when I was 7 or 8 years old, dude, I'm going to be this cat. And it's never changed. It has never changed. I love being in that role. Is it an ego thing? Maybe. I don't know, but it's what I decided, and damn sure I'm going to hold on to. I like being a hero, good guy. Now, I would ask Mary, son, do you want to be a hero, a superhero? Like, do you want to be super evil? Because if you don't want to be super evil, let's make sure that you're a super cool cat. And like, you take whatever skills, whatever, like, wherever your mom and your dad came together and had you. Okay. You are not them. You are you, dude. You are you, and they will never make another one just like you. Okay. Never. And so your job as a 9-year-old is to figure out as fast as you possibly can. One, you are not your 7-year-old brother, your 8-year-old friend, your 9-year-old friend, your 11-year-old friend. None of those people have anything to do with you, dude. Nothing. Zero, 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 zero. Don't even compare yourself to them. Compare yourself to me. Compare yourself to heroes, man. okay, to great people, and I'm not a hero, okay? I'm so flawed it's stupid, okay? So your 9-year-old brother and your 9-year-old friends are simply mimicking, chirping back what they have heard. Okay, so don't compare yourself. You're bigger than they are. You strip yourself of all that BS. Okay, don't worry about whether you're going to be a baseball player, football player. If you know what you think you're going to be, awesome. Stay open, dude. Stay open to maybe there's more. And then if you don't know what the heck you're going to be, like me, I never knew. In fact, I still don't know what I'm going to be, but I keep doing. Okay, I keep doing and having like you'll know, young man. You close your eyes and go, "Who am I?" And the answer will come. It's easier for you than the other 1,800 people, I guarantee you, because they're all older than you. We're all stuck in our old ways. We don't know anything. You have less crap in your head than I have. Okay, you have far less crap in your head than the rest of the people. That would include your mom. Anyway, Gary Daly's on here going, hey, good advice. Anyway, Mary, thank you so much for showing up with your son because I just think that, well, you can see I'm really touched by that. I don't have a son. I have two daughters. One of them is very like, she kids herself about being, a little masculine. They're both very girly, but she's a tough one. Wonder who she takes that after, both her parents. Anyway, I am one of one. Okay. I'm an identical twin, and we're so different at a micro level. Okay. Like how we think about things and do things. And this maybe has helped me. This maybe has helped me with my understanding. I don't know why it took me this long though. I started doing these bloody I am things, man. What are so young man, I am, you can use your name, but your name's not really who you are. By the way, if you have a name, most people do, figure out what your name means. I believe names mean everything. I mean, there's a meaning for every word and every name has a meaning. The name for Gary is spearman or tip of the sword. Wow, isn't that funny? Um, Look at Mao saying, I am a fighter, fighter for love. See, that's awesome. So I am a powerhouse, okay? An absolute powerhouse. I've never said that to a whole group of people without having, well, I don't even think I've ever said it. Now, why? I haven't said it because one, seems like a stupid thing to say to a bunch of people. And two, like my ego would be like, hey, dude, like seriously, don't get in over your skis here. I mean, you're starting to sound like people you don't like. Which, speaking of which, I do want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about this word criticism. Yeah, I know the light's terrible, right? So there we go. Criticism is a very, very, very good beep, beep, beep. Warning. Something to look at. Gary, something to look at. You are being too critical. The reason I started these Sunday meetings, and if the sound's not good, you guys let me know. Would you guys? The reason I started these Sunday meetings is I was painting one night and I was being really critical of the system, of church, of school. And I was like, you're being really critical, dude. Like, why don't you do something about it instead of bitching about it in your head? I mean, I talk to myself all the time. I think probably half crazy. You're really crazy when you're painting for anybody that paints. when I'm really into it, I'm literally painting, and then I look at one piece of the paint, and I'm like, I start asking another part of myself. I mean, seriously, hey, are you okay with me putting something different there? Now, I'm sure some lawyer may come back later and go, wow, this cat, look, at minute, 1 hour and 32 seconds, 41 minutes and 26 seconds, I'll make it easy for him. Cardone said he's talking to himself, challenging. But every now and then, I'm literally looking at this paint, and I think of and and I'm like, hey, can I? And I'm like, who are you talking to? It's just you. Like, you don't have to ask the paint or the paintbrush. Now I keep doing it. Clearly talking to someone. I mean, I think what I'm trying to do is, well, who do you guys ever do that? Then who the hell am I talking to? I am. I am. I actually think that I have one thing to do on this planet, and that's pretty much be who I am. Actually do the beingness of who I am. And the problem is, I can't do shit unless I know who I am. The doing comes after oh wow, yeah, I do this. Now I have done a lot of things, and I would encourage this young man, hey, go out as soon as you're 18, 19 years old, get away from mommy and go out and do a bunch of stuff. I had to make a bunch of mistakes to figure out, oh yeah, I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that. Okay. Like, I got it. I had a few girlfriends. I don't like having 37 girlfriends. Okay. I don't like working for a pharmaceutical company. I don't want to work in big corporate where the guys are idiots and nothing ever gets done. And it's still like junior high school. I hate that. Hey, by the way, you know, I have made this comment about corporate that I was very, very disappointed when I moved into business right out of college. And well, that'll be a different discussion. College, high school, education. So much to do, man. I could, so much to do. Education system really needs fixing. See what I said? Critical. Okay, how often am I being critical of something? Whether it's not church, not having enough church, what do? Hey, let's go build a church. I'm critical of the education system. I'm critical of this young man maybe staying with his mom after 18, 19, 20 years old. Now, my criticism there is I'm not always thinking or being critical, but we are destroying people's life by not kicking them out of the house and letting them go on a great adventure. The adventure of self. I cannot possibly find out who I am if mommy is smooching on me all the time and making me bologna sandwiches when I come home and never correcting me when I don't take out the garbage, don't do my part. Okay. You got to do your part. You have to do your part. And as soon as you've done your part, you need to get the hell out and then go do something for your own, your own existence. Saw my daughter last night having to beg my ex-wife 5 or 6 times to go to the store to get her phone fixed. And I'm like, dude, you're 18, get your own phone. I mean, I'll pay for it. But at 18, like, you're old enough to go in the military. You're old enough to have your own damn phone without me tracking you. I mean, I'm just saying, she's 18. I've either done my job or I haven't done my job now. Okay. I'm not her. I am not a parent forever. Okay. I am a good, powerful human being forever until I'm not here. And then I'll be somewhere else. but I can't possibly run my children's lives, right? I can barely run my own. And my kid doesn't want me being less. They want me being more. They want me being more. Ask any kid. Ask any kid, hey, are you really, really proud of your father? Are you really, really proud of your mom? So when I'm critical, I know there's an area for me to look at, okay? Or there's an area that I need to go toward because there's something there that I'm scared of, probably. Something there I'm scared of, okay? I've been hypercritical of education. And every time someone brings up, and I listen, I have a hard time finding what I really dig. Like this is not easy for Gary. In fact, I would suggest that this is probably easier for a lot more people than me. I'm a weird cat. I mean, I don't think most people would want to live in my head. Well, like when Elon Musk says, people say, "Hey, what would it be like to be you?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm not sure that most people would dig that." I really would not want to be Elon Musk. Okay, I totally understand what he's saying. I'm having a hard enough time being me. See, think about that. We're having a hard time being ourselves. Why? When we're one of one, man. Can you please tell me why? We're one of one. One of one. One, not one of 21 million, by the way. So when I get into criticism, I immediately know I have an area to look at. I've either harmed those people, harmed that group, or I've been too quiet. I've participated with people. I've done things that are wrong. I'm literally me being critical is actually a indicator of me being off track. And the more tolerant and the more patient I become, I learn how now to communicate with people that um, others seem to really struggle with because my criticism is getting smaller and smaller. That's a big deal coming from my family. Let me tell you, I grew up with a mother that was like, she smashed people. Okay. I mean, she did not hesitate saying something nasty about somebody. Um, was very, shall we say, well, one, she had a good read on people. I can't say that she didn't have a good read on people, but she was, hey, don't. She was scared. My mom was scared. She probably had the right to be scared. So what I know is that I have to be quiet. Okay, for the 19 or 18-year-old or the 8-year-old, I know this is going to sound boring. Okay, but if you could get a diary, okay, a book, and write in your book, just do hey, I am Brian, okay, or I am Mike or Mary. If you're 9 years old, I swear to God, if you do this in 10 years, you will call me up and go, bruh, thank you so much. Okay. This doesn't cost anything, young man. Not a penny. Okay. Like literally, you get to start learning about and start telling a story about who you are. Like, I wish I would have written, hey, Gary Cardone. Gary Cardone is 8 years old and he's living in a forest and blah, blah, blah. And then tell this great story about yourself and what you're going to be like and who you're going to be and what kind of superhero. And, you know, you're going to come against some evil creatures and how are you going to handle those evil guys? And are you going to become a part of the club? Are you going to fight or are you going to become a part of just looking like everyone else and not the main character, but a sub character? See. You get to decide right now. I actually don't believe that the universe came together under these kind of odds. I don't. I can't remember what the statistics are on. Let me ask my buddy Grok here. Grok's obtaining every piece of information on Gary Cardone possible. What was I going to ask? What is, man, I'm starting to like think I'm losing my mind. I was at Quiet, 9 years old. So if you could write down and imagine the story, I think the story that I would have been writing, uh, and this is why I say that I am is so important, because when I did that baseball thing, I said to myself, and it stuck. It stuck. It really like glued in, uh, almost implanted a coding or messaging. I am a hero. Like I am a pressure player. In fact, it like I don't really get that engaged if there isn't pressure. It's that this is what I'm talking about. These postulates. These I am creating my future by speaking to myself. I am a pressure player. I am a beast. I am a monster. I am an awesome communicator. I'm an awesome teacher. Ever since I was young, I have been saying, I am a great teacher. I have never known why I've said this. I'm like, well, I'm not a teacher. But I didn't want to be a salesman either. Okay. People were talking about, hey, you're a salesman. I'm not a salesman. I've never been a salesman. I've been a trader. Like I'll buy shit from you. I'll sell stuff to you. But we're not selling anything. You're coming to me going, hey, I think I'm going to go long nat gas. I'm like, well, cool, dude. Can I sell you something? Um, Never wanted to be a salesman, especially, well, I don't think you need to trick people to sell them anything. I think you need to educate people to actually get them to understand the value that you're presenting. I don't think you need to sell people. If you have a value, and this was a decision I had to make a long, long time ago, I didn't have to make it. Most people never make this decision. Most people never even think about this question. I made a decision that I refused to turn into a prostitute and sell something or represent something or work for something or someone who I could not explain the value to. Like I need to be able to explain the value of what I'm doing. And if I cannot, I should go do something else. If you're working for a company and you cannot explain the value of what they do, like within a sentence or two, uh, you either don't know anything about what that company does or that company doesn't do anything that has value, and you should probably look for something else. Once you find that something else, I would ask yourself, do you bring value to that group of people? And if you can't say that in a sentence or two, you should start looking for another role, or go admit to them, hey, look, I haven't brought any value to you. When was the last time anybody in this show went to the person that paid them and said, how can I create more value for you? Okay. When was the last time you went to your girlfriend or boyfriend and said, what can I do to be of more value to you? Okay. Like now that's challenging, right? Because we're talking about I am, but then we're going to someone else saying, hey, what more can I do for you? I actually think that's a good exercise to do, because you may find that you can't do what they want for you. Well, I want you to spend 3 more hours a day with me. I can't do that with anyone. I'm barely able to spend 3 hours a day with myself. See, I'm still figuring out how to be quiet with myself. How can I possibly introduce another person? Oh, by the way, for the young man, the 9-year-old, the 18-year-old, you can have some flings, you can have some like girlfriends and boyfriends. Don't get stuck on this at that age, okay? They don't know who they are. You don't know who you are. There's 2,000 people in this show right now. They're all well above the age of, well above the age of 8, and none of us know who we are. most of us have had, at least half of us have had failed marriages. Maybe like your mom, maybe not. Okay. And maybe it was a failure, and maybe it wasn't. We have a lot of weird terminology here. Okay. Maybe the whole concept of marriage is wrong, and nothing your mom or dad did was wrong. Just the best thing that came about was you. The best thing that came about was me, my brother, my two sisters, and my older brother, right? For my family. What we do with it is up to us. What we do with who we are now, there isn't anyone in here, like, you're not a victim anymore. All I got to do is write down, I am, I am. Whatever comes to you is what you are. Half the people here will struggle. No, actually 80, 90% of the people here will struggle through this exercise. This will be the most difficult exercise that you will do in your entire life. It will be the most powerful exercise you will do. And most people will not do it. I will, yeah. And most people will not do it. So I am now, okay, for you guys that are fighting this, for me, I had to go from doing these I am, and whatever came to me was natural. What came to me was, I am a leader, I am a teacher, I am a hero, I am honorable, which means I am not a prostitute. But see, I say I am honorable because I want to keep it in the positive. I do not want any negative energy on these comments. I am a beast. Okay. Beast for me is a really cool positive word. I am a monster. It's a very positive word for me. It's not a mean, bad word. Okay. So put some enthusiasm into it. Really get into it. Mark your mirror. I am. Now, stage 2. For you guys that just can't do this, you're like, man, this is hard as shit. How many people, I'd like you to make a comment somewhere, how many people find this really, really hard? Okay. Like most people will not be able to do this for 3 days running without missing. Try it. 3 days running. Wake up in the morning, I am, fill out a blank, and then at night, I am. Dude, it's hard. Adrian Martinez says it is hard. You're going to face every demon. See, Jeremy Alcide, I have hit a wall. Okay, cool. This is awesome. And this is what we need to talk about. Okay. So how do you break through that? First off, you got to confront it and go, wow, why would this be so difficult? Why the heck would this? I am Gary. That's all you have to do, okay? I am Gary. That's the first one. Okay. I am, what's Gary? I am me. Good. We're making progress. I'm not just a name. I am me. I am hilarious. I am funny. I am hilarious. See, that's cool for me. And right now I'm sitting here going, I am hilarious. Just go with it, man. It's like taking just go with it. Okay, just right. I know it's hard. Life is hard. Life is going to be really hard if you don't know. Imagine you go your whole lifetime, and then 60, 70, 80 years old, go ask your grandparents, hey, well, don't ask your grandparents, actually, because they're not going to answer correctly. Most of them are going to be in great denial. I wonder how many people end up dying at the end of their life and going, wow, seriously, this was it? This is it? I didn't do half the stuff I wanted to do. Okay, I am alive. I like saying I am alive, okay? Why? Because it might make you realize that there is another angle on this. Right now, I am alive. I am Gary, full center right this second. I can pretend not to be. Okay. Hey, Jeremy, write down, I can't do it. Okay. I hit a wall. I can burst through it, dude. Back up and go through it again. Okay. You pick the book up again and you admit, hey, this shit's difficult, dude. Like, I can't believe how hard this is. I could hold a course on a weekend for this. Seriously, I'm actually thinking about doing this, is holding a weekend course, doing this in a hyper compressed way. It will so alter people's lives. It's staggering. And I do think that, like, you do need help. And this is help though. He'll get through it. He'll get through it because he just admitted it. Oh wow, dude, I hit a wall. I know this cat. Okay, he's a funny cat. He's a good guy. He's able, and he hit a wall. Um, the by the way, the wall can show up also. Oh, you'll start disliking me. You'll start disliking me. You'll start being critical of me. Okay. Well, if you're being critical of me, man, remember the criticism thing. It's a leading indicator. It's a leading indicator. I'm just sitting here talking about what I'm doing. Okay. I am hilarious. I'm also extremely intuitive. Okay. I've been saying this to myself for a long, long, long time. And I find myself highly, highly intuitive. I am, see, and I don't just do the intuitive. I am highly intuitive. Notice the emotion of it. I am highly intuitive, and I am highly, highly intuitive. I'm probably the most intuitive. I would say I'm actually one of the most intuitive persons I know. Most certainly the most intuitive person in my family. Um, it's actually getting a little freaky actually now. It's getting to a point where, excuse me one second. So sorry. I will be right back. Have a problem to deal with. Apologies, guys. Just had to deal with something. Um, so, one of one, one of one, one of one. When I start realizing that I am, and I had to get through all these other things, I am intuitive, I am a hero, I am, I said I was wealthy for many years. I've been saying I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. These words, by the way, rich and wealthy, do not mean what you think they mean to me. Okay. Every word I say I am, and I end it, there is no duality. There's no um, there is no confusion on what these words mean. Rich, wealthy for me are not quantitative, not quantitative um, metrics. They are highly qualitative. And it's very interesting for people to assume that. I think people assume that people that have money like me are a certain way, and it's just not true. It's not true for me, for sure. Um, I have a tremendous amount of faith, actually, for being a secular guy that doesn't really like the non-secular. I have a tremendous amount of faith, and just try to let things move through me. Like, trying not to force anything is quite interesting. And the reason I say that, it's very important when doing this exercise that you don't force stuff. See, you're learning about yourself because no one did this before. So you're going to go through this I am process, and you're going to say, let's say, Mary says, I am a painter. And nothing in her entire universe ever said anything about painting, but she wrote it down. She should write it down, and she should wonder why she wrote it down. Okay. See, I had to write a lot of these things down, like I am wealthy, to go, well, what does that really mean to me? What does that mean to me? You know what it means to me is that I have the ability, that I am really, really comfortable, that I am not, um, I have a lot of friends. I have respect. I'm rich in knowledge. I'm wealthy in understanding. It's very, very important for you to be careful with these words, okay? I am a beast. What does that mean to me? A very different word than most. Like, I am extremely loyal. It does not mean I'm a fool. Okay. I am. Just keep doing it. I am. To become a mantra, okay, I am me, I am hilarious, I am brilliant, I am capable, I am tolerant. Okay. I don't do things like this. I am an empath. I am an empath is like saying I am the opposite of a narcissist. I wouldn't be bragging about all these labels. Look, this, and please stop doing this. Notice I don't really talk a lot about the stopping stuff. I don't think trying to do this from a negative angle is going to work. But one thing I do know is that you must get around people that aren't damaging to your garden. And on that point, I just have to, I'm going to just go ahead and break it right there, because when you start doing I am, and I say this to everyone, including the 8-year-old or 18-year-old who Mary brought in the room, that's a great place to start, Big Chief. I am authentic, man. See, you can do some really simple things and ease into it. Their character, not necessarily what you're doing. You haven't heard me say, I run an oil company. No, I'm authentic, man. I'm a beast. I'm a leader. I'm instinctive. And then you can get to manifesting actually what it is you're doing. But this is something that is vital. You're going to start doing this. Nobody's, you're going to still be around the environment you've been around. Warning, warning, warning. Don't tell anyone who you are. This is between you and you, not you and me. I was going to say you could tell me, don't tell me, dude. I don't care. Like, I will never appreciate what you appreciate to the level that you appreciate it. Like, you're probably never going to get into how instinctive I think I am. Like, I think I'm instinctual on like next level, woohoo, woohoo kind of, level. I mean, see, that's why I say you have to know what you're actually talking about. Oh, I am highly instinctive. What does that mean? For me, it's like a big deal. Like, hey, I can see the future. Like, I think I can reach into this video camera and smash one of these people, really dig into their energy and get a sense of who they are. I'm probably wrong, okay, but I manifest that I have that ability. Um, as soon as I say that, I'm powerful enough now. I don't care if all of you guys think I'm crazy. I don't. I don't really care because, quite frankly, I'm quite convinced that I'm right and that I would expect that most people would think I was wrong. Now, that's cool. When you can get comfortable with I am, really, dude, like really, I am. This is who I am. And I can start pronouncing it to the world and not worry about my reaction to it. Like if you shine a light on some flowers, right, they'll immediately go in. Like I am highly instinctive, so much that I actually think I can not only see the future, but I can tweak it. As soon as I said the last part, I had two guys come in my mind. One from right here, okay, guy, his name starts with an F. Literally came in right here. Image of him like laughing, and then another person right behind him. Can't imagine what that was. Okay, just hit me like, who are you to say that, dude? Who are you to say? I could literally hear, who are you to say that you could manifest details into the future? Me, dude. I'm me. That's who I am. My point being is that most people cannot experience this. Don't share it with anyone. There's no upside in you sharing it with anyone. What you're probably going to be doing is wanting to either brag about it or check out how stupid or crazy you are. Okay, so this is you, man. This is your book. Okay, it's not your wife's book. This is your book. It's not your boyfriend's book, not your girlfriend, not your mommy, not your sisters. This is you. This is, and you're going to have one of these a year, maybe 5 a year, maybe 12 a year. I don't know how many you're going to have. Okay, but you're going to have. Wouldn't you like to be able to go to your grave and know that you studied yourself enough to become unconscious? I asked Grok the other day. I said, "Hey, how conscious do you think the human beings are on planet Earth? How conscious?" And conscious being defined as aware of, aware of their surroundings, willing to ask questions, and didn't just accept everything as it was, delivered to them on a plate from McDonald's. And it said probably no more than 20 to 30%. I do a survey on X and I find out that people think it's less than 3% of human beings being conscious. What do you think? Are you conscious? Are you alive, really alive? Are you aware of what's going on? And do you question what other people accept as normal? Which means if I am willing and able to see things that others see as normal, and I look at it and go, wow, why is everybody doing this? Don't you see the results? 98% of the people are unhappy with their lives, really. I am beginning to believe that a vast majority of the population is unconscious. Unconscious. I mean, like dead, okay? So if that is true, if it's even 50-50, I should not be sharing this kind of aliveness with dead people. When the population is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% unconscious, you have to be aware, okay? You can't just be stupid here. And by the way, I am unconscious. And you're probably sitting there going, oh, Gary's pretty conscious. No, I'm pretty unconscious. Okay. I'm becoming more, the more I do this, the more conscious I become. But I can only handle so much data, right? Like I think we're going through an era of transparency the likes this planet has not seen in probably ever. I don't know how we're going to all handle it. I mean, I'm really excited about it. I think it's so exciting that it's happening on my watch. And you know, when I say that, hey, why did I say it like that? It's happening on my watch. It's happening on all of our watches. And you know, my parents were living in a world that was fed to them from a history book, and everybody paid attention. Everybody followed suit. Everybody gave the leaders a full on right to, oh, okay, this is the way it happened. And this is what we're doing now. Now, we've had 60, 70 years of this, my family, 100 years of doing this, and it doesn't seem like the results are working. So it doesn't seem like the tack we're taking by just following like a bunch of fucking robots eating peas out of a can. So I'm saying that, you know, my part, it's on my watch. Well, my watch is, why don't we like do something different? Look at what my parents did. I love them. Awesome. I love the whole boomer deal. I like all those people in the 60s and 70s. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 20s, 2010, 2020, 2025. Look, we've had 100 years. We've done nothing but make this worse. We're killing more people. We have endless wars. We have an education system that the kids can't even do proper grammar at a colossal rate. The entire university system is failing. Universities, worst universities in the world in the United States today, worst schooling, worst medicine in the world of the United States, the worst food, the greatest obesity in the history of the world happens in the United States. 92% of all opiates are consumed in the United States. Something ain't working right. Okay. So the only way this works is, okay, we gave all our power away to all those other people. How about we take our power back? We actually start looking in the mirror instead of looking at other people of who's responsible. And we look in the mirror and go, I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible for everything that's happened on this planet. I am responsible for tolerating massive, massive out ethics. I am responsible for not reporting criminals when I should have. I'm responsible for keeping my mouth shut when I wanted someone else to take the exposure and take the noise. I am responsible. I didn't vote. I am responsible. I voted for the wrong guy. I am responsible because I've never studied history. I'm responsible because I don't care. Say all those things to yourself. See, I'm not going to do that. I'm a responsible human being. I'm here. I'm not going to be irresponsible. Okay, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna stand up. Damn it, I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to keep going. Look, I said no to COVID. I said no to international monitoring and, thumbprints and DNA samples and eyeball prints to get through airports. I went and bought a bloody airplane. I said, fuck you guys. I'm not doing that. Refuse to get on a commercial airplane. I mean, I don't refuse to, but it takes me a lot. Why? Because I don't want TSA jacking with me through the whole process. This is a police. This is TSA came out post 9/11, and they've been running you guys through the sheep program forever. Okay, like they're turning you into sheep. We must revolt. And revolt looks like looking in the mirror and discovering who we are. I am the solution. I am the answer. I am a good person. I am open and transparent. Okay. I say no and yes. These are very positive. You have to just keep pounding this thing. How did we get to this conversation? We got to this conversation by saying, well, if Jennifer says I am a hyper creative, I'm a super author, and she goes and tells her mom, and her mom laughs at her or snuggles, or, well, your grandmother tried that and it didn't work out. Or, well, honey, yeah, one day you might, you know, look, there's no upside in sharing who you are right now, especially with people who, quite frankly, you've never showed them that part of yourself. So you've only showed them what you thought you were. So why even blame them for then now showing them the real you, the real you that you're only discovering, the real me that I'm only now discovering. Like I am discovering, it's a little troubling how much time by myself I need, actually. Like it's a little frightening, um, that I'm really, really, really cherishing the time I have listening, just listening to now, yeah, to listening. I know that not everyone can do that, but uh, I've created a situation in my life where I just value it so much. It's just staggering. Like literally, I got married 3 times, and I shouldn't have. I did. I should not have gotten married. Maybe I should never have gotten married, but most certainly I should not have gotten married to those 3 women. I could have had babies out of wedlock. Would have been probably simpler and less drama. I'm not sure the kids would have ended up the same, but now that's something hard. I've never admitted that. I've never admitted, oh, wow, and possibly how could I possibly have a good relationship if I'm now just discovering how wildly different I am than when I thought I was when I was 25 or 27 when I got married. Hard one. So I'm just bouncing all over the place here. Um, the significance of being one of one, folks, is, and I would beg everyone, okay, in your car, take a little black marker and just do a one of one, one divided by one. And you could do you one divided by one, our little code. Uh, you one divided by one. Um, I am one of one. I am one of one, man. When I start thinking about the odds, that's what I wanted to ask myself. What are the odds of conception leading to birth? The odds of conception leading to birth are roughly uh, about 10 to 20% of known pregnancy. Let's see. Chance of conception per cycle is less than 1 in 4 to 1 in 5. I didn't think the chance of conceived pregnancy. I don't think that's even true. Somebody tell me what's the odds of what are odds of conception to birth? I can't even believe that's right. They're saying 20%. If that was true, I'd have 40 kids hanging around. Miscarriage is 20%. I think the miscarriage rate's higher than that. I've known almost every woman I've known has had a miscarriage. Accounting for these probability of conceived pregnancy leading to a live birth is 80 to 90 for every 10 conceptions. There are about 8 to 9 result in live birth. I don't really understand that anyway. I think I'm a damn miracle. I mean, wow, that's really heavy duty. Well, my sperm must not be very powerful because I've rarely ever had. Well, I shouldn't say any of this, should I? Now, young man, I was a playboy. Well, as my kids say, hey, I bet my dad had rizzle. I think that's the word. He was a rizzler or something. Anyway, guys, I most certainly, I don't know about the rizzle part, but I am one of one, and you're one of one, and we're acting like we're one of 100 million. We're acting as if I need 100 million people all cool with how I am. And I don't really care how they are. It's cool, man. Go be awesome. Okay. But I do not need to lower myself to the lowest common denominator just because you decided to be somewhere on the bell curve that wasn't now, that moderated your exposure. I am a risk taker. I am a risk taker, man. I am comfortable with the calculated risk I take. I enjoy chaos. Okay, I embrace chaos. I am anti-fragile. These are words like these are big deals to me. Okay, I am anti-fragile. I am willing for people to spank me, try to knock my ass down. I have massive integrity, massive, above and beyond. Okay. Even when it maybe doesn't look like it, I have massive integrity. These are very, very important things for me. Okay. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm actually saying I have integrity to myself today in this very moment. I'm just about as in, I can't even imagine what else I would do to be more integral. I am one of one, man. I must have been placed on this planet for some reason. I must have come here for a reason. I've been around for 67 years. That's about 500,000 hours. Is that right? 67 times 8,760. I mean, dude, it can't possibly just be a total mistake. Can it be? Yeah, it's 565,000 hours. Not bad at my math. Not bad at my math, and I failed almost every test in school on it, physics and all that stuff. It was horrible. All I needed to do was have a reason to do math, and then I would become good at it. I am one of one, and that is my reason for doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, I am one of one, and that tells me that I must have been put here to do something so spectacular. And I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it all yet. Maybe I was preparing to get ready. Maybe I needed all 67 years, 545,000 hours to get to this point Well, I'm here just like you're here right this second. Okay. I did not hear this information when I was 18, 28, or 48. You're hearing it now. I don't know why you're hearing it from me, but you're hearing it. You are, I am. I am not you, and you are not me. You are yourself. And the only confusing part of that is that you have not fully embraced, nor have you discovered so that you could embrace what the hell you're here for. Okay. And the way to figure it out, not talk to somebody else, talk to yourself. I am whoever. And you have the entire English language. And if you want to use other languages, get after it. I am proud that I have followed my instincts, my faith to do this. I'm really proud that I've done this because this has not been easy for me. When I say proud, I'm actually grateful that I've had the guts to do this. I don't know why I've had the guts to do this because this could have been something I could have easily pushed off to the side and justified. I have met so many people, and today I realize, wow, none of those people did I fully meet. I've never met these people in their entirety because they haven't met themselves, right? They haven't never met me. I still, like, I am me, and there's a lot to it, and there's a lot to you, okay? So although Adrian and some other people said, hey, this is hard to do, this I am thing, okay? We get to start today. You walk away from this show right now, and we're going to do two actions. One, you're going to start writing down right now, I am, and you're going to do it for till 12:10, 7 minutes, dude. 7 minutes, you all write down, I am, and fill out the blank. Fill out the blank for you. 7 minutes. And tonight, before you go to bed, take that book with you, okay? I am. And if you need to say, I'm struggling with this exercise, okay, cool. But don't leave it like, I am struggling through this exercise. You probably will suffer through some of this stuff, but suffering through is okay, right? You've been apathy. You've been in doing nothing. You've been in like, whatever, I'll just be whoever the next guy looks like. Going through this is going to be uncomfortable a little bit or a lot. Just facts. Just facts. Lunch Money, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Big Chief Energy, Amar Knoxville, Lunch Money, Big Chief Energy, Sean Owen. True peers are all equally unique, one of one, peer to peer. Totally, man. Just like we are one of one, okay? You were it. That's it, man. I mean, base Bailey says one of one. You see, you start thinking about how powerful this is, right? Wow, one of one. And you're thinking Bitcoin's worth something. Like mom always said, God doesn't make mistakes. I think you're finding your purpose now. So are we. Thank you, Jennifer. Good to have you here, sweetie. Pongo. Thanks, Gary. Love you. Thank you, buddy. Adrian says, I'll stay positive. You are positive, dude. Just Adrian just needs to cut through his own bullshit. We all got our own bullshit, man. PJ Carr says, thanks so much. Thanks, PJ. Thanks for being here. Look, guys, you got another action step to do. I am 7 more minutes. Next thing you need to do within the next 12 hours, every one of you to pay for this must go do something nice for someone else. Don't tell them why. Put $10 in a McDonald's and say, hey, the next 2 hamburgers are free, or leave $50 for a waitress that deserves 5. I don't know, man. Do something nice for somebody. Make it stretch. Make it hurt. Do not tell anyone about your superpowers, and do not tell anyone about you being super nice to anybody today. You guys be great, be nice, most certainly. Be yourself. It's okay to write in the mirror, I am